So can violent video games and movies contribute to violence in real life? I think that's really what we're asking here. Well, back in the day, there were some studies that potentially linked violence in video games to aggression. And that's where a lot of, I think, the fears started to come up many years ago. But when we followed this up with new studies that were improved, what we found is this is not true. Instead, it was competition in video games that leads to aggressive feelings, which can also be redescribed as competitive feelings. That neither competition nor violence increased acts of any kind, aggressive or violent acts, and instead just that competition led to people, especially those who lost the game, feeling more aggressive or competitive feelings afterward. When it comes to movies, it gets even more interesting because this is a really difficult link to find in the first place, and when we study it, we actually sometimes see a decrease in violence when there are more violent movies in the theaters. Now, one of the theories for why this is so is that people who otherwise might go out and commit violent acts simply go to the movie and watch them instead. But that's just one theory. Regardless, there's no clear link either with movie violence and violent acts. The only link that seems to show up in the literature at all is that if you let kids watch TV or video games that have the handling of weapons physically shown in them, that those kids in turn will increase the likelihood of playing with, including pulling the trigger on, prop guns that are left around in a research setting. But other than that, we do not see a link between violence in video games and movies and violence in real life. And in fact, there is even evidence that all of the other benefits of socialization and connection that one gets from video games, even those with violence, outweigh any potential fears about acting out on the violence seen on screen.